principal. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the 148th commencement of St. Peter's Prep, and to be the first to officially congratulate you this morning.
Thank you for joining us as we celebrate the St.
We are
Peter's
about to begin
Prep
our commencement
class.
exercises, so I ask all to please be seated now. So that you can enjoy these ceremonies, we ask that everyone please observe a few simple courtesies. These courtesies are not intended to put a damper on our celebration, but to maintain a spirit of joyful dignity throughout the program. First and foremost, please remain at and in your seats. Remember, everyone here this morning has someone they'd like to come see and applaud. Taking pictures or recording the proceedings are encouraged, but please do not distract or block the view of others. In addition to causing viewing problems for others, it is unsafe. Out of respect for others, we ask that all cell phones and mobile devices are silenced now until our exercises conclude. Your program includes an overview of today's ceremony. Later in the program, I ask that any legacy family member who will hand their graduate the diploma approach the stage with the graduate when his row begins moving. You will also be called to take photos at the stage to my right after the ceremony. Thank you for your attention and cooperation, and please enjoy the 148th commencement of St. Peter's Preparatory School. In a few moments, the graduates, along with faculty and staff, will process in, and we will begin the program. Thank you.
Good morning and welcome. Thank you for joining us as we celebrate the St. Peter's Prep Class of 2026. This is a joyful moment, not only for our graduates and their families, but for the faculty, staff, administration, and trustees of St. Peter's Prep. Today, the boys we met 4 years ago will walk together one last time as young men, formed in our tradition of Jesuit education. In recognition of this day's significance, and out of respect for our graduates and their families, we ask that you observe a few simple courtesies while you're with us today. Please remain at and in your seats. Remember, everyone here this morning has someone they have come to see and applaud. We invite you to take pictures or video of the proceedings, but we ask that you do not distract or block the view of others. Please be sure to silence all mobile phones and electronic devices during the ceremony. As our graduates receive their diplomas today, we will pause periodically in the reading of names. Please hold your applause until these pauses so that each graduate's name can be heard. Before, during, and after the ceremony, we ask that you refrain from smoking, eating, or drinking aside from water while on the Keenan Field turf. We are honored to welcome you to James F. Keenan S.J. Field at our downtown Jersey City home, and we hope that you enjoy your time with us today. Congratulations to the Prep Class of 2026.
Good morning and welcome. This morning's commencement marks the 148th time that St. Peter's Prep has gathered to award diplomas. And it provides me with one last opportunity on behalf of the entire prep community to thank our graduates and their families for giving us the privilege of being a part of their lives for the past 4 years. Our program today begins in prayer. Prep's Director of Campus Ministry, Dr. Susan Wollever, will give our invocation. I will ask all to please stand for our prayer and afterward to remain standing for the playing of our national anthem by the award-winning Prep Band and Vox. Thank you.
Good morning. Just shy of 4 years ago, the Holy Spirit was coordinating a few new communities for St. Peter's Prep. One of those communities was you all, our class of 2026. Another community was the Campus Ministry Department. Weeks before you landed at Grand and Warren for freshman orientation, Mr. Cummings, Ms. Hess, and myself met each other for the first time and officially became what is the current Campus Ministry Department. But why do I share that with you? Because your Ignite retreat was my first Ignite retreat. Your freshman Mass of the Holy Spirit was the first time that I stood before our community in this role. Many of your firsts were our firsts. At the Mass of the Holy Spirit, I said, Saubona, a Swahili word that translates to I see you. I had you turn to your neighbor and say, Saubona, I see you. Again this morning, I want you to know that you are seen. Thank you for seeing me, for seeing us. Thank you for mentoring my colleagues and I with your love, patience, silliness, and grace. Thank you for allowing us to journey with you on your pilgrimage through the Jesuit community of Prep. My hope for you this morning is that you feel seen and celebrated, that you know how worthy of love you are and how deeply loved you are by your peers, your families, your school, and our holy God. Let us pray. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. Holy, holy, holy God, Creator, Counselor, Holy Advocate, we come before you humbled by your unconditional love. We give you our time this morning. Let it be a time to truly celebrate the goodness of these young men, Prep's class of 2026. May they know how fiercely beautiful they are. May our moments together provide memories that they can return to and remember that they are capable. They are courageous. They are worthy. They are held in your infinite love. And they are commissioned to go out and make this world better. All glory and honor to you, Holy One. Amen. Saint Ignatius of Loyola, Saint Peter. Amen.
Please be seated. Again, it is my great honor to preside at these 148th commencement exercises of St. Peter's Preparatory School. Let's start the proceedings with a few introductions. I'm joined today on stage from your left to right by Ms. Emma Bagg, Director of Educational Data and Technology, Ms. Dalma Santana, Director of Community and Belonging, Reverend Jose Luis Lido Salazar, Director of Ignatian Identity, Dr. Susan Wollever, Director of Campus Ministry, Dr. Michael A. Gomez, Class of 91, President, Mr. Brian Archer, Class of 86, Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Ms. Grace Morris, Guidance Department Associate Director of School Counseling, who will deliver the address to the graduates later in the program, Mr. John Morris, Dean of Students, and Ms. Kimby Heil, our Assistant Principal. To my right and left are PREP's distinguished faculty, administration, and staff. We also welcome members of the Board of Trustees seated to my left. And by far, the most important people here today, it is my pleasure to introduce you to the class of 2026. By many standards, the class of 2026 is an exceptional one for us at St. Peter's. They have experienced much success in the classroom and outside of it, and we could not be prouder to send them out into the world with a call to advance the common good. For members of the faculty, staff, and administration, particularly those who have been at Prep for some time, each class has a personality, a spirit, and a style all its own. The young men of the class of 2026 embody all that Jesuit education looks to foster. They are open to growth, intellectually competent, religious, loving, and committed to doing justice. To begin our program this afternoon, we would like to acknowledge the academic achievements of members of the class of 2026. We are particularly proud of the 72 members of the class who are graduating today with honors, a 3.7 cumulative average or higher, cum laude, or high honors, 4.0 and over, magna cum laude. For maintaining a superior grade point average over their 4 years at Prep, they have achieved those marks. This is noted in the program, and today, as the graduates are recognized on stage, those students will be designated cum laude or magna cum laude. I now ask that Ms. Kimby Heil, the Assistant Principal, and Mr. John Morris, Dean of Students, announce a number of special awards. Each recipient should stand at his place or come forward as directed by Ms. Heil or Mr. Morris. Ms. Heil, thank you.
The National Merit Scholarship Competition acknowledges the academic achievement of high school students based on PSAT results. Only the top 5% of the more than 1.5 million high school students eligible for National Merit Scholarships are recognized by that organization each year. Prep is extremely proud to have 17 students who were commended in the 2026 National Merit Scholarship Competition. Please hold your applause until the entire roster has been called. I ask the following students to stand for recognition: Aiden On, Aiden Amato, Jonah Briggs, Dennis Diacomo, Kabir Farnham, Timothy Fitzpatrick, Adrian Gianski, Jay Johnson, Fedor Leonov, Juan Pablo Lombera, Daniel Macmillan, Spencer Neeson, Aiden Poole, Alexander Tezlekov, Marco Valdivia, Sebastian Varela. In addition, one student has been awarded the 2026 National Merit Scholarship, Spencer Neeson. Please stand. Congratulations, gentlemen. You may have a seat. Global citizenship. St. Peter's Prep has joined with the Jesuit Schools Network to recognize this student as an Ignatian Global Scholars among this year's graduating classes at Jesuit high schools in North America. Through a combination of coursework and co-curricular activities, global scholars are those who continuously seek to deepen their awareness of their place and responsibility in an increasingly interconnected world, both locally and globally. Those who stand in solidarity with others in the pursuit of a sustainable earth and a more humane world as true companions in the mission of reconciliation and justice are recognized by PrEP and JSN. This year, we are proud to bestow this honor on one member of the class of 2026. Please stand to be recognized. Juan Pablo Lombera. Finally, I call your attention to the program which indicates the 103 members of the senior class who were nominated by our faculty to the National Honor Society, as well as the members of the Science Honor Society and the Language Honor Societies. They were chosen because of their past, present, and expected future demonstration of outstanding scholarship, character, leadership, and service. Congratulations to each of them. If you are a part of an honor society, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. Further academic awards will be announced when the diplomas are conferred.
At PrEP, we talk frequently about educating the whole person, putting a premium on achieving excellence in all we do and recognizing God in all things. Those who combine excellence in academics and athletics model a great commitment and enthusiasm for life, both inside and outside of the classroom, refusing to compromise their pursuit of excellence in any way. For participating in one or more varsity sports while maintaining a cumulative GPA of 3.7 or higher, thus graduating with honors, we are pleased to recognize the following seniors with the St. Peter's Prep Scholar Athlete Award. Please stand as your name is called, and please hold your applause until all recipients have been recognized. Ishmael Abraham, Anderson Acevedo, Tyler Barksdale, Dash Blaylock, Tyler Bell, Andrew Bryhoff, Cooper Brennan, Jonah Briggs, Ryan Carbonell, Patrick Chavez, Shane Costalos, Joachim DeLoren, Kabir Farnham, Timothy Fitzpatrick, Zane Fritz, Jack Gaughan, Samuel Gale, William Jasolowski, Adrian Jansky, Max Jose, Andrew Kelly, Luca Lachica, Nicholas Leonardo, JP Lombera Bahar, Thomas London, Connor Nocton, Patrick Nocton, Liam O'Neill, Joachim Pagou, Mache Part, Thatcher Partlow, Justin Perez, Aiden Poole, Isaac Rivers, Otavio Rubias, John Soriero, David Talarita, Harrison Thorburn, Alexander Tezhilkov, Benjamin Vasallo, and Aiden Williams. Congratulations. Additionally, we are pleased to recognize Rich Rosa and Logan Chi, who are the recipients of the 2026 Hudson County Interscholastic Athletic League Scholar Athlete Award. Congratulations. At this time, we present 2 awards in memory of PrEP alumni who distinguished themselves as scholar athletes. John McGovern, who died in 1988, was an extremely well-liked and respected member of the class of 1980. He was especially admired for his leadership and his dedication to the spirit of teamwork that he brought daily to the PrEP basketball program. A number of his classmates created this award to be presented annually to an athlete who best exemplified those attributes. This year, we are pleased to present the John McGovern Award to Derek Gomez. Unfortunately, my man Derek could not be with us today as he is currently competing on the Dominican Republic's under-18 men's national basketball team in the FIBA Under-18 AmeriCup. We wish Derek the very best, and we look forward to giving him this award upon his return. Jeff Kachel, a late member of the class of '89, was an honor student and four-year athlete who competed in our baseball program. Jeff was a fierce competitor whose perseverance, commitment, and leadership embodied a true prep student athlete. And this award in his name is presented to that prep student athlete who most exemplified the traits and qualities that made Jeff such a respected member of our school community. This year, the Kachel Memorial Student Athlete Award is presented to David Talarita.
Congratulations to these and all our graduates on their achievements. At this point, I am pleased to introduce our speaker for the class of 2026. A native of Palisades Park, New Jersey, Aiden Ahn came to prep from Notre Dame Academy. He has been a Sheehan Scholar and a consistent honors and AP student throughout his time at prep, as well as being involved in the campus ministry team, walkathon, and Spirit Week committees, NJSEC Conference Committee, Voter Registration Drive Team, Chinese National Honor Society, Science Honor Society, and the National Honor Society. He has also served as a leader for our community as esports captain, economics club president, leader of our diversity board, retreat leader, student life intern, and president of our Asian Society. Outside of prep's walls, he attended Harvard Mock Trial's Angela R. Matthews Seminar, acting as their lead attorney. Next year, he will be attending the University of Pennsylvania and plans on studying linguistics. Please join me in welcoming our speaker for the class of 2026, Aiden Ahn.
Dr. Gomez, Mr. Caulfield, Mr. Archer, members of the Board of Trustees, administration, faculty and staff, family, friends, and the graduating class of 2026. Thank you for the honor and the privilege of speaking here today, a day simultaneously defined by final chapters, new beginnings, and everything in between. I'm grateful that I can call myself a friend, a brother, or a student of some of the kindest, most virtuous people I know. Truly, thank you for changing my life and trusting me to represent you all. So for 4 years, this small piece of plastic got us into the building. No matter how we got to school, whether it was a leisurely walk or a dreadful hours-long NJ Transit ride, we all needed it. Some of us carry it in the wallets given to us in freshman year, some of us carry it in our phone cases, and some of us don't even know where we last left it. Regardless, these 3x2-inch polyvinyl chloride cards have undeniably been integral to our lives as students at Grant and Warren, connecting all of us through their same A through H days, community period clubs, and hallways. Like Peter's keys to the kingdom, we use these IDs to open the doors of somewhere sacred. That's what makes them more than just tools. They represent something deeper, the balance between zeal and accountability that our school's namesake, Peter, had to carry. The same balance Dr. Gomez calls fierce love and radical humility. the ability to simultaneously live with both conviction and modesty everywhere we go. Because like this year's theme, this ID card has always served two functions. Of these, the first function, that fierce love, encourages us to be great. When we scan in every morning, the subtle beep and the green light of the card reader indicate to us something powerful. You belong here. Whether it's the word search puzzles that Mrs. Hermeline sets up in the library every day, the bizarre debates that Mr. Rooney and Timothy hold in the lounge, or the welcoming, bustling, and boisterous huddle of students in Ms. Howe's office during community period, everywhere that the ID cards let you in gives you a place to call home. Though we can't forget about our classrooms, where we can channel our fierce love for not just our brothers, but also our passions. As soon as you scan into the English building, you'll already feel the rippling effects of Mr. Keating's roars during AP Micro, even when you're 3 classrooms away, or Mr. Gary's newest curiosity moment. Or when you're migrating over to Hogan, you could hear Mr. J's iconic check, check, check reverberating through the halls as you rush to the Commons. And after school, you can sense Econ Club, robotics, and crew pour their blood, sweat, and tears into grinding for Eurofed's clean sweeps, FRC district qualifiers, and back-to-back state champs, which are all goals they accomplished, by the way. But in every room we passed through, one thing stayed constant. We made that choice to swipe in and enter the building, to fuel that fiery thirst for knowledge, to be open to growth, to focus our fierce love. However, our IDs have also become something of a title for us. It's a ticket that allows the ever-hungry Max Jose to enjoy the coveted Bob White student discount, embracing a chat with friends. Or it could be the key that gives us entry into our athletic games, where we're screaming along with Martyr Nation to cheer on football as they demolish Seton Hall, or soccer as they secure the county champs three-peat against Harrison. In these moments, our IDs became a symbol of belonging, something that extended your fierce love beyond just the U engraved on your card. In contrast, the other function, that radical humility, it grounds us. It's in the hectic mornings when you forget to bring your ID that we have an assembly, and suddenly you're explaining to Mr. Morris about your predicament. Maybe it's when you have to reluctantly purchase a new ID from Mr. Laguerre or Mr. Lucrecio because your old one completely faded away in those freshman year wallets. Funnily enough, though, I think these moments teach us something. We are ultimately brought about by something bigger than ourselves. They remind us that SBPAC's Mission Drive Triumph was only possible due to its members' collective dedication, or that for many of us, we wouldn't even be here without the teachers and coaches who kept us locked in these past 4 years. I think, though, that perhaps the greatest lesson in radical humility is on the card itself. For those of you guys who have your IDs, I want you to pull them out. Enjoy the last time you'll probably be told to use it, ever again. And now, look at the back. It simply reads, if found, please return to St. Peter's Prep, 144 Grand Street. A sentence so clear it's almost easy to ignore, but it perfectly represents the ideals of Dr. Gomez's radical humility. Like a lost card waiting to be brought back to Mr. Morris's office, it's a reminder that even when we feel lost, we still have somewhere to return. A reminder that if our fierce love turns into overzealousness, we have something to keep it in check, to take us back to home base. Eventually, in just a few hours, though, we're going to retire this ID. So you might be thinking, what's next? Well, as we move on to the next chapter of our lives, we won't hear JP's morning greetings as we scan in anymore. We won't be crushed by TFEX's dominance in first period Socratic seminars anymore. And we won't see Dimitri with his classic Starbucks nitro brew order anymore. Alas, we'll start university in the fall with new IDs, new doors to walk through, and new systems to keep us in check. Despite this, it's obvious that it is our mission to carry forward what this one taught us, to live with fierce love, showing up fully for the community period clubs we enter, and with radical humility, remembering that we never arrive at school without that parent or train conductor to take us. To be people who open doors for others just as they were opened for us. And when we lose our way, to remember where we came from and who we belong to. After we graduate today, like we have to remember to bring our ID every morning, we have to remember the places this ID allowed us to enter, both physically and figuratively. We can't forget Evan's stellar performance as Pippin in our spring musical. We can't forget the tears we shed during Kairos and the laughs we let out during Amos. And of course, we can't forget Mrs. McElroy's lectures about the perilous and risk-ridden big house. So, as I'm looking at you all, the class of 2026, I ask that you bring the spirit of this ID with you after today. Because although this card's power to open the doors of 144 Grand Street may no longer function, its meaning remains, waiting to unlock the doors to lives driven by fierce love and radical humility. Thank you.
Great job, great job. Hang tight, hang tight. Aiden, thank you for your words today and your many contributions to prep over the past 4 years. On behalf of the faculty, we are happy to present you the Vincent J. Kennedy Class of 1939 Award as the speaker for the class of 2026. Congratulations. Next, we are proud to present a number of awards to outstanding members of the senior class. Please come up to the stage to receive your award if your name is called. First, we are pleased to announce the Jesuit Veterans Service Award. A tenet of the graduate at graduation is committed to doing justice. The Jesuit Veterans Service Award hopes to highlight a young man who exemplifies the act of selfless service for others. This award hopes to encourage public service as a means of developing the whole person, highlight the responsibilities of citizenship in our democracy, and promote selfless service. This young man exemplified our mission to instill courage to advance the common good. We are proud to present the Jesuit Veterans Service Award to Loudon Henry. Congratulations. The Agape Award was established by an alumnus and his wife, and its name holds particular significance in the Christian lexicon. Agape is the Greek word used to describe God's unconditional love for all people, a love that goes beyond what is fair, deserved, or rational, a love modeled by the Good Shepherd who leaves the 99 to find the one, and by the Father who welcomes home the prodigal son. This award recognizes a graduate actively living a life of faith shaped by the Gospels. We are proud to present the Agape Award to Patrick Cancino. Our next award is the Jerome Peterson Class of 1992 Award. Jerome Peterson passed away in February 2001, and while his life may have been short, his impact at Prep was anything but. His time at Grandin Warren as a student, athletic trainer, and HAP teacher was characterized by good humor, deep faith in God, and selfless generosity to the Prep community. He had the gift of bringing people together, and in him, all found common ground. He was a man for all seasons. This award is presented to a senior who models the virtues Jerome Peterson lived with such distinction: a gentle manner, good humor, faith, and generous service to the Prep. We are proud to present the Jerome Peterson Class of '92 Award to Ethan Seals. Congratulations. The Jesuit Schools Network Award is created by the Jesuit Schools Network, and which comprises 65 American Jesuit high schools and supports the work of each school in educating young people of competence, conscience, and compassion in the Ignatian tradition. This award honors a young man who exhibits the characteristics of Jesuit education, a man who is intelligent, open to growth, religious, loving, and committed to doing justice. We are proud to present the Jesuit Schools Network Award to Dmitry Frankel. Congratulations. The Reverend John E. Browning Society of Jesus Class of 1946 Award was inaugurated in 1998 on the occasion of Father Browning's death. Father Browning was a Jersey City native and a member of the class of 1946. As a young Jesuit priest, he returned to Prep, where for the next 35 years, he served as the driving force behind the Higher Achievement Program. He was also a teacher, a counselor, and principal, whose work was characterized by a tremendous sense of humility and service. This award is presented to a young man modeling the virtues Father Browning lived with such distinction: courage, wisdom, and humble service in pursuit of justice. We are proud to present the John E. Browning S.J. Award to Stephen Mazuski. Congratulations. This year, it is my privilege to introduce a new award that will be given annually, the Rich and Elise Hansen Award. This award recognizes a senior who has lived his time at Prep with radical passion, fierce leadership, and a spirit of relentless commitment to excellence. My apologies. This student models a grounded toughness only to be surpassed by his loyalty to Prep. This award is presented in honor of our legendary athletic director, Coach Rich Hansen, who for 44 years has been matched in these qualities only by his wife, Elise. This year, the Rich and Elise Hansen Award is presented to Richard Rosa. Yeah. And finally, the Reverend Francis J. Shalhoub Society of Jesus Award. Father Shalhoub was a longtime member of the Prep community who served more than 30 years as a guidance counselor, principal, and director of alumni relations. The award is presented annually to the young man who best exemplifies loyalty to the ideals of St. Peter's, an outstanding spirit of service to the Prep community, and personal development characterized in the phrase, "a man for others." We are proud to present the Francis J. Shalhoub Award ex aequo to Tyler Barksdale and J.P. Lumbera. Congratulations. Since 1872, Prep has committed itself to educating the whole person. This begins in the classroom, but it continues through retreats, masses, and service trips. It plays out on the football and lacrosse fields, on basketball and volleyball courts, from the running track to the golf course. Among our many co-curricular offerings, it is now my pleasure to highlight two of our more successful activities, the St. Peter's Prep Band and Chorus. As the graduates who are performing today begin to move, I can say that the performing arts at St. Peter's Prep are flourishing, and Prep's concert band, jazz band, and Vox ensembles each have continued their dedication to continued growth in each respective program by participating in events outside the Prep community. Select members of Prep's choir, Vox, performed in a 300-plus mixed choir at Carnegie Hall's renowned Stern Auditorium as part of the National Concerts program. Lift Every Voice, under the direction of Dr. Marquise Garrett and Dr. Edwin Coleman. Senior Evan Donath has received accolades spanning from Paper Mill Playhouse's Rising Star Awards and the Montclair State University Foxy's Awards, both for his outstanding performance in the annual spring musical. Our band program continued the major rebuilding effort this year and now counts its membership at 43 members, half of whom are from the freshman class. Sitting in with college-level musicians and educators, Prep's award-winning jazz band traveled to New Orleans in January to participate in the second time in the Jazz Educators Network National Conference. Plans are being made to travel to Atlanta for next year's conference. Our senior band members are Ishmael Abraham, Seamus Brown, Claude Nick Ferdinand, Luca Lachicha, and Spencer Neeson. Our senior Vox members are Evan Donath, Ethan Seals, and Sebastian Varela. Today, the senior musicians are performing Fly Me to the Moon by Bart Howard, arranged by Michael Sweeney.
Fly me to the moon and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, in other words, in other words, I love you.
Mr. Kaslowitz and Ms. Fensick, Members of the band and chorus, thank you for your fine work over the course of the year and your terrific contribution to today's celebration. Really battling the wind up here today, but I'm gonna keep doing it. Choosing a faculty speaker for a prep graduation is no easy task, as the choices are far too numerous. When thinking about possible candidates, I wanted to ensure that I found a person who has fostered countless relationships with students that extend far beyond their time at Grand and Warren. One step into Grace Morris's office is an easy reminder that she has done just that since she arrived at Prep in 2011. Pictures of her former counselees adorn the walls and shelves, and on any given day, you might even walk into a few alumni visitors sitting on her couch, catching up in person. For 15 years, Mrs. Grace Morris has been a staple in Prep's counseling department, caring and providing lessons for students, not just in their 4 years at Prep, but for life. While continuing to serve our students as their counselor, she has recently taken on the leadership role of Associate Director of School Counseling, helping to shape our department in new and exciting ways for the future. Please join me in welcoming Mrs. Grace Morris to the podium.
Good morning, Dr. Gomez, Principal Caulfield, members of the Board of Trustees, esteemed colleagues, administration, proud parents, honored guests, family, and most especially you, the class of 2026, who just a short while ago entered the prep halls as both nervous and excited little boys, only to have now developed into confident young men. You made it. Well, we made it. And if I may, in the words of Dr. Gomez, we made it together, together, together. Congratulations. Since Mr. Caulfield invited me to deliver this commencement address, all that has been on my mind was what I was going to talk about. I never actually gave any thought to what it would feel like standing in front of such a special crowd of people. This is quite overwhelming, truly special, and I thank you for this honor. Perspective. If you look it up, you will find a variety of definitions. Perspective can mean your personal way of thinking, shaped by your past and your beliefs. It can mean the psychological ability to step outside of your own worldview to truly understand someone else's. And as you've learned from your art classes with Ms. Klim or Mr. McCoy, it is a tool used to represent three-dimensional observations on a flat canvas, even if sometimes your finest artistic perspective was doodling on your desk without your teacher noticing. As a proud member of the dedicated counseling team, faculty, and staff here at St. Peter's Prep, I found myself energized by this concept of perspective because it sits at the very core of my work with you as a school counselor. Today, as we celebrate your graduation, a moment signifying profound growth and change, I want to share a few words to inspire your journey into young adulthood. In our role as counselors and educators, perspective is everything. My late friend and mentor, Mr. Jim Dendero, Prep class of '66, knew this better than anyone. As an exceptional school counselor at Prep for over 30 years, Jim always had a way of centering me and putting things in perspective, like calming me down when I would get just a little worried or stressed, like writing this address, for example. Jim would surely be my go-to for advice on preparing for this moment. So I turned to him for inspiration and quickly remembered what he used to say. Grace, just relax. The work we do is all about the kids. All you've got to do is be there for them and listen. And there it was. As much as we hope to have taught you over the years, the truth is that you have taught us so much as well. Your generation challenges ours. While I'll always argue that Gen X is the best for its grit and music, of course, Gen Z has pushed us to be our true, authentic selves. You've challenged us to be respectful of individuality, while we have challenged you to look up from your phones for just a few seconds. From watching and listening to you, my perspective, despite our inability to convince you to check your emails every day, is that you are fully equipped to make this world a better place. With 25 years in this field, I am charged with listening to your story in order to get the full picture. Every milestone has shaped you, from taking your first steps to winning a championship, driving a car to experiencing your first loss or heartbreak, and from restless nights worrying about a test to the joy in receiving your first college acceptance. Each accomplishment and each setback has contributed to the story that is you. Yet perspective is often limited to our experiences up to that exact moment. Every day, students walk into our offices convinced that one bad grade, one breakup, or one mistake defines who they are. At one time or another, so many of you were convinced that failing one test meant living in your parents' basement for the rest of your lives, if you can imagine. Or that not getting into your first choice elective was because you thought it was a complete personal attack by administration, as if Miss Bag stays up at night rearranging the master schedule, finding ways to make your life miserable. Better yet, that getting jugged for wearing your hoodie inside was only because you think that Mr. Morris and Mr. Peters are sticklers for the rules. While it is important to validate those feelings, we know that life is more than one single event. Rather, a collection of those moments and events, good and bad. Gentlemen, your story is only just beginning, and there are many blank pages left to be filled. It is perspective that allows us to pause and see the bigger picture. Over the years, we have watched you transform, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. As a young freshman, it might have been difficult for you to imagine what was yet to come, what you were capable of, but not for us, not for the people surrounding you today. And even today, we know that there is still so much more for you to see, to do, and accomplish. Perspective is the difference between looking at a photo of Manhattan and standing on top of the tallest skyscraper, gasping at the breathtaking view of the city filled with all of its roads ahead. Today, as you reach the culmination of your hard work, you are standing on top of that skyscraper, on top of the world, embarking on a journey of independence and a brand new chapter of life. The roads are endless, and you will decide which roads you take and what gets added to those blank pages. As you move forward, I'd like to reiterate 4 impactful perspectives on integrity, community, curiosity, and belief. As you all know, especially my students who have heard me say this repeatedly in group guidance, integrity is doing the right thing even when no one is watching. Real character shows up in the quiet moments when you choose what is right and kind, simply because it is right, and especially when it is hard. Choose right anyway. Every day you have choices to make. Your actions, regardless of intent, have a real impact. I have often seen your values in action, when you've cheered one another on at Cave and Point, or in the barn when you explode in applause as you realize which one of your classmates is receiving a Spirit Award. I have seen your values when you offered to tutor a peer, shared a concern about a friend to a counselor, checked in on a teacher, said a genuine thank you as you left the room, or when you invited a transfer student to sit at your lunch table. You are seen, and your actions speak volumes. Ensure that your actions always reflect your values. Perspective reminds us that the most meaningful impact comes from the things we do, expecting nothing in return. There is power in community. It is easy to think that graduation is an individual accomplishment, but none of us arrived here alone. Look around. Teachers who stayed late to help you when you've struggled, coaches who pushed you, counselors who challenged you and offered a shoulder to cry on, or like Miss Awad, woke up early some mornings to bake fresh bread and cookies just for you to enjoy. And then look around at all of your friends who carried you through difficult days and made you laugh so hard you spilled your drink out all over the lunch table in the Commons. And most importantly, look at your parents who prayed and sacrificed silently and loudly too when they looked at their grocery bills, smelled your gym bag that you left in the car for 3 weeks, or dragged you out of bed when you begged for just 5 more minutes. It truly takes a village. One of the dangers of adulthood is focusing only on ourselves. But the best lives are not built alone. Surround yourselves with people who inspire you to be your best selves. Years from now, you won't remember every test score, but you will remember who sat beside you when life became difficult. Choose your tribe carefully. Perspective reminds us that real strength is recognizing how deeply we need one another. Ask for help and offer it as often as you can. These last two actually come from one of my favorite shows, Ted Lasso. Be curious, not judgmental. Judgment reflects our own narrow views, while curiosity fosters compassion and connection. Curiosity feeds perspective and reminds us to stay hungry. Don't settle or assume. Keep asking questions. Stay humble and seek the truth. And believe. The word, as some of you know, is permanently tattooed on my wrist and is a reference to not only my faith, the belief that there is something greater than myself, but is also a reference to trust that everything happens for a reason and as it should, even if we don't understand it in the moment, and to trust that there is profound good in this world, far more than we think. And again, you, class of 2026, are evidence of that goodness. Goodness that is so desperately needed in our world today. Perspective reminds us that we are stronger than we can imagine, loved beyond our wildest dreams, and always capable of choosing goodness. Believe in yourselves and believe in others. In closing, I hope you will always be grateful for your St. Peter's Prep Jesuit education and proud of it. Yes, you are certainly academically prepared, but a Jesuit education goes much deeper. Rooted in the philosophy of St. Ignatius, it focuses on understanding individual perspective at its core. Ideals such as cura personalis guide you to care for the unique individual you encounter. Magis challenges you towards a continuous pursuit of self-improvement. The ideal of seeing God in all things reminds you that each and every one of you is loved and beautiful, to look beyond what is in front of you and to pause and see God's love and beauty all around you. And being men for and with others encourages you to seek gratitude and fulfillment beyond personal gain, to serve, speak, and stand up for those who can't. Perspective is everything. Over the years, we have watched you transform beyond just your physical attributes. Your high school years have been filled with great emotional development, incredible highs and lows, all of which you have learned and grown from. Perspective relies on your willingness to continuously seek knowledge while being open to growth. And when you look back on these years, I hope you realize that this school gave you more than an excellent education. I hope you appreciate the perspective it has given you to understand that your worth is not defined by your accomplishments, that compassion is strength, and that your legacy of being a good person is far more important than simply pretending to be one. Class of 26, you are loved, talented, resilient, passionate, and strong. Be grounded in knowing who you are and what you stand for. Stay true to you and always remember your worth. You are, about to be after all, St. Peter's Prep alumni, and that means something. It has been an absolute privilege to walk this journey with you, from your first days as awkward, energetic, voice-cracking freshmen smelling like a locker room covered in body spray, to enthusiastic seniors last Thursday night at prom, where you danced the night away, being perfect gentlemen, buckling your date's shoes, carrying her purse, and even her dress train. Yes, I noticed. To this very moment today, sitting as confident young adults filled with purpose, maturity, and maybe a little bit better posture, your eyes glistening bittersweetly with excitement for what's to come, yet yearning for this place you called home and these friends you called brothers. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you today. I sincerely wish you all the best. And for the next 2 weeks, Let's go Knicks! But forever, let's go Prep. Congratulations.
Great job, great job, great job. Mrs. Morris, thank you. Charlie Rooney was a member of the Prep faculty for 38 years, retiring in 1985. The father of 2 Prep graduates, Mr. Rooney embodied all that makes a Prep teacher memorable: scholarship, humor, dedication, dependability, and a deep grounding in Ignatian principles. And so it is fitting that we honor his memory with the Charlie Rooney Award to the faculty speaker at graduation each year. Congratulations, Grace. Each day, the tireless work of our faculty and staff helps make Prep such a wonderful place. Each member of our faculty and staff has left our students with memories, influences, and inspiration that will stay with them forever. On behalf of the class of 2026, I ask the faculty and staff present to stand and be recognized. Thank you. I also offer special recognition to members of the faculty and staff who have devoted 20 years of service to St. Peter's Prep and earned the Benny Marenti Award. I ask our Benny Marenti awardees to stand as I call their names and the years when they first began their service at St. Peter's Prep, and to remain standing until the last name has been called. Fred Galano, 2005. Jeff Hartling, 2005. Marianne McElroy, 2005. Eric Abadante, 2004. Megan Klim, 2004. Anthony Lucretio, 2004. John Morris, 2004. Rich Hansen III, 2003. Michael Fletcher, 2002. Rocco Tejada, 2001. Rosalie Romano, 2000. Mr. Steve Kaslowitz, 1999. Mr. Anthony Verdi, 1999. Mr. Hugo Elo, 1997. Mr. Rich Peters, 1997. Ms. Diane McCabe, 1992. Ms. Grace Galario, 1990. Mr. John Irvin, 1989. And Mr. Richard Hansen, 1983. And today, I am happy to induct 4 new members of our staff to this distinguished group, who collectively have served our school community in myriad ways inside and outside of the classroom, and individually have modeled for all, in ways seen and more often unseen, what it means to be men and women for and with others. Mr. Anthony Keating's prep story began as a freshman in the fall of 1974. After an extensive career in legal and government work, Anthony returned to prep in the fall of 2005 as a teacher in the History and Social Sciences department. Since 2005, Anthony has been injecting countless students with a passion for history and in economics. Outside of the classroom, he has moderated a myriad of clubs and activities, and his work with students in the economics club has led to national recognition for multiple groups of prep students. Quite recently this spring and last spring, when he missed graduation to accompany his award-winning team to Washington, D.C. So we are happy to recognize him today, albeit a year late. If you attend any prep event, you have a very good chance of receiving a hearty handshake and a smile from Anthony Keating. So please join me in appreciation of his unwavering support of the prep community today. Mr. Kevin Alber's dedication to prep began in a history classroom. But as many before him, while his roles and responsibilities at prep have changed over 20 years, his humble service to prep has remained constant. As our Director of Operations, Mr. Albers has quietly and humbly been an integral part of the daily experience at prep. And when I say daily experience at prep, I truly mean the 24 hours in a day. I'm sure Kevin's wife can attest to his phone ringing at all hours of the night in these past years. And from my experience, I can tell you that Kevin always answers the call. He answered the call during major crises, such as Hurricane Sandy and the COVID-19 pandemic. But he also answers the call when there is a simple item in need of repair to provide our students and staff with the best experience possible in their day-to-day affairs at prep. Please join me in a round of applause to recognize the seen and often unseen ways Mr. Kevin Albers has taken care of prep for 20 years. Woo! Mrs. Peggy Pop Murphy began her journey at prep as a mom and a volunteer in the year 2004. In 2006, she began working with Kevin Albers and our operations department as an administrative assistant. In a job that has certainly evolved over the years, Peggy has been a constant in supporting the organization of events on our campus in our daily life. Any adult working at prep knows that Peggy is the person to go to in order to reserve a space on campus. And I can tell you that is a busy job to try and organize the countless events that take place on Prep's campus with limited space on a daily basis. Please join me in a round of applause for Mrs. Peggy Pop Murphy's constant support of Prep as a parent, volunteer, and member of our operations team. Ms. Erin Stark's dedication to prep began in the fall of 2006 in a place she has remained for all of these 20 years, the mathematics classroom. While the physical room she worked in has probably changed countless times over the years, her care of students and her ability to challenge them to reach heights they never thought possible has remained constant. I can remember a moment during our hybrid learning year when Ms. Stark spoke to the faculty in a virtual PD. Her thoughts stick with me today as she stressed to each and every member of the faculty that the students in front of us would always be worthy of our utmost efforts to engage them, regardless of their struggles. In the education world, mathematics will always be a high-stakes element. Ms. Stark led her department with distinction for 14 years. She led the development of the math program to meet the needs of students in the 21st century, and Prep will be forever in her debt for her humble service to both faculty and students alike. The presentation of this award is somewhat bittersweet, as Ms. Stark will be moving across the river to continue her work at Loyola School in Manhattan next year. Please join me in gratitude for everything Ms. Stark has given to Prep and will continue to give the world of Jesuit education. And now I would like to call up Dr. Gomez for an announcement.
Congratulations and thank you to our newest Bene Merente recipients. You are an important part of the fabric of the Jesuit mission of St. Peter's Prep. This morning, I'm privileged to introduce a new award, the Sword of St. Ignatius. This honor recognizes a rare kind of devotion to the mission of St. Peter's Prep. It's presented to an individual whose influence has shaped the spirit, character, and future of our community through decades of tireless leadership and faithful service. This honor is inspired by the moment when St. Ignatius of Loyola laid down his sword before the Blessed Virgin Mary at Montserrat, surrendering self-interest in service to something greater than himself, serving God and others. This award honors a person who, in his own way, has done the same for St. Peter's Prep. This person has not only lived the Magus, but has truly brought out the Magus in others throughout his life. He's carried the mission with loyalty, courage, love, and with quiet sacrifices that have changed the lives of generations of young men. This person over time has become inseparable from St. Peter's Prep. Prep for life, forever Prep. I'm proud to present the Sword of St. Ignatius to Rich Hansen.
There is one more group here today who deserve thanks and congratulations for their part in making this day possible. I ask that all parents and guardians of today's graduates please stand. Sure. Commencement is not simply a rite of passage. It is an acknowledgement of 4 years of success, sacrifice, and of support. Parents and guardians of our graduates, you have entrusted St. Peter's Prep with your sons, and Prep has been blessed by this gift. More than anyone else, you are responsible for having provided your sons with the grounding, the direction, and the spirit that have brought them to this joyous day. As their first and best teachers, I hope you will take great pride in all they have achieved. Graduates, understand with your hearts that true greatness is never achieved without love and support. And never forget what you have achieved and what you celebrate this day was realized through the love and faith of those who have supported you. I would ask our graduates and faculty and staff to acknowledge the parents and the guardians of the class of 2026. Thank you and congratulations. Thank you. In a moment, I will ask Ms. Epler and others to lead our graduates to the stage, one row at a time, to receive their diplomas. When you reach the stage, please stand at the marker next to Dr. Gomez and myself and wait for our photographer to take your photo and then return to your seat. I ask that any legacy family member who will hand their graduate the diploma approach the stage with the graduate when his row begins moving. Dr. Gomez, I present to you the members of the St. Peter's Prep class of 2026 and attest that they have successfully completed the course of studies and have been conferred diplomas of graduation. I ask Ms. Heil and Mr. Morris to return to the podium to call out the names. We ask you to hold your applause until each row of graduates has been recognized. Thank you very much.
Graduating cum laude, Dean Vasilikis. Receiving his diploma from his brother, Umberto Belvis, Jr., prep class of 2019, Holbert Belvis. Nicholas Lutsky. Graduating cum laude, Con Camello. Ari McLean. Finian McHugh. Eli Farmer. Dylan Onkinko. Dylan Anderson Bosco. Receiving his diploma from his brothers Andrew Williams, prep class of 2020, and Colin Williams, prep class of 2021, graduating cum laude, Aiden Williams. John Halloran. Joshua Avila. Noah Toledo. Will Rapold. Graduating cum laude, Nicholas Wojciechowicz. Graduating cum laude, Robert Tomaso. Receiving his diploma from his brother, Niall O'Neill, prep class of 2023, magna cum laude, Liam O'Neill. Receiving his diploma from his brother, Richard Luzzy Liggins, prep class of 2019, Nico Luzzy Liggins. Derek Baez. Mayul Catalin. Sebastian Gray. John Coogan. Receiving a gold award in creative writing and graduating cum laude, Andrew Bryhoff. William Willemi. Congratulations.
Magna cum laude, Dennis DiGiacomo. Taha Abdallah. Nicholas Santos. Receiving his diploma from his brother John Carey, prep class of 2024, Sam Carey. Joseph Ruiz. Sigmund Ruiz. Henry Kraft. Stephen Rosilli. Receiving his diploma from his father, Marquise Abraham, prep class of 1997, cum laude, Ishmael Abraham. Brian Morales. Hunter Watson. Noam Ulster. Stephen Mazuski. Cum laude, Thatcher Partolo. Liam Teleska. Terrence O'Farrell. Kane Sheridan. Receiving his diploma from his brother Trevor Tawindo, prep class of 2017, Christian Tawindo. Christian Cruz. Emmanuel Asnake. Receiving his diploma from his brother Luke Kelly, prep class of 2023, Andrew Kelly. Magna cum laude, Samuel Gale. Receiving his diploma from his brother Zachary Scheiman, prep class of 24, Noah Scheiman. Congratulations.
Graduating cum laude, Connor Nocton. Magna cum laude, Patrick Nocton. Receiving his diploma from his father, Robert Kolakowski, prep class of 1997, Thomas Kolakowski. Nicholas Wiseman. Cum laude, Ryan Carbonell. Cum laude, Shane Costalos. Alexander Becky. Cum laude, Gareth Kaur. Carlos Dominguez. Receiving his diploma from his grandfather, Michael Guasconi, prep class of 1971, and his brother, Maximilian Contreras, prep class of 2019, Julian Contreras. Receiving a silver award in vocal music, cum laude, Evan Doneth. Cum laude, David Talarita. Noah Roussan. Ryan Bartels. Receiving his diploma from his father, Michael Cancino, prep class of 1994, magna cum laude, Patrick Cancino. Cum laude, Sebastian Varela. Cum laude, Patrick Chavez. Logan Graham. Giovanni Scanina. Cum laude, Otavio Rubies. Aiden McHugh. Receiving his diploma from his stepfather, San DeLuca, prep class of 1986, Andrew Medina. Alexander Lopez. Receiving his diploma from his brother, Nico Duarte, prep class of 2023, Christian Duarte. Congratulations.
Receiving a silver award in creative writing, ex aequo, Loudon Henry. Cum laude, Sithipria Setra. Cheyenne Ori Hurley. Receiving a gold award in instrumental music, Seamus Brown. Receiving a silver award in history, magna cum laude, Juan Pablo Lumbera Behar. Alvin Lindsay. Magna cum laude, Jack Gowan. Nicolosi Zakaidze. Receiving a gold award in vocal music, Ethan Seals. Jordan Rodriguez. Receiving a gold award in Spanish, magna cum laude, Thomas Fekowitz. Unseung Han. John McClelland. Jonathan Perez. Cum laude, Silas Schultes. Receiving his diploma from his father, Robert Maharaja, class of 1998, and his brother, Jalen Maharaja, class of 23, Chase Maharaja. Magna cum laude, Benjamin Vasallo. Cum laude, Griffin Sweeney. Marco Penalba. Cum laude, Dash Blaylock. Derek Barber. Receiving a gold award in English and a gold award in Mandarin, magna cum laude, Aiden An. Skylar Lee. Receiving his diploma from his father, John Johnson, prep class of 1978, cum laude, Jay Johnson. Congratulations.
Hayden Murphy. Finley Gardner. Magna cum laude, Max Jose. Receiving his diploma from his brother Henry Brown, prep class of 2021, William Brown. John Newell. Julian Cruz. Cum laude, Nicholas Leonardo. Receiving his diploma from his brother Declan Tynan, prep class of 2024, Finn Tynan. Christian Russell. Receiving a gold award in computer science, cum laude, Timothy Fitzpatrick. Cum laude, Felix Zhang. Frederick Thompson. Cum laude, Joaquim Pagu. Receiving his diploma from his brother Rabindra Farnham, prep class of 2024, cum laude, Kabir Farnham. Cum laude, John Fitzgerald. Cum laude, Ronan Daly. Philippe Longcar. Cum laude, Isaac Rivers. Receiving his diploma from his brother Christopher Ponzak, prep class of 2022, Nicholas Ponzak. Lucas Bossman. Benjamin Lucas. Eric Roman. Receiving a gold award in science, receiving his diploma from his brother, John Amato III, prep class of 2021, magna cum laude, Aiden Amato. Cum laude, Keegan Bowman. Congratulations.
Receiving a silver award in instrumental music, cum laude, Luca Lachica. Cum laude, Daniel McMillan. Receiving a gold award in Latin, ex aequo, magna cum laude, Daniel Markfording. Cum laude, Harrison Thorburn. Desmond Ferrara. Receiving a gold award in Italian, cum laude, Zane Fritz. Receiving a silver award in creative writing, ex aequo, Jaden Bryan. Richard Rosa. Receiving his diploma from his father, Brendan Mannion, prep class of '94, Brendan Mannion. Receiving his diploma from his brother, Evan Briggs, prep class of '23, cum laude, Jonah Briggs. Receiving a silver award in visual arts and receiving his diploma from his brother, Dylan Espiritu, prep class of '22, cum laude, Christian Espiritu. Quentin Thomas. Carmen Marano. Lucas Alvarez. Anthony Kucharsik. Receiving his diploma from his father, Anthony Novello, prep class of '93, Anthony Novello. Receiving his diploma from his cousin, Keith Cummings, Prep's Assistant Director of Campus Ministry, and Prep Class of 2010, Javon Maximin. Logan Chi. Xavier Muniz. Pelayo Hardaway. Robert Mafia. Fedor Leonov. Diodone Kabundi. Daniel Caulfield. Congratulations.
Oscar Ulrich. Mason Santiago. Konstantin Jurowski. Receiving his diploma from his father, Brian Spadora, prep class of 1994, William Spadora. Receiving a gold award in theology, receiving his diploma from his brother, Robert Leon, prep class of 2023, magna cum laude, Theodore Leon. Receiving a Gold Award in Visual Arts, magna cum laude, Cooper Brennan. William Maloof. Cum laude, Christopher DeTrizio. Receiving a Silver Award in Theology, magna cum laude, Alexander Tujulwitz. Tujulkov. Alexander Tujulkov. Receiving his diploma from his brother Jack Fisher, prep class of 2022, Grant Fisher. Receiving his diploma from his father Josh Jantis, prep class of 1995, and prep head soccer coach Jackson Jantis. Mateo Suarez. Aiden Dunn. Conlon Yuskovich. Receiving a Silver Award in English and a Silver Award in Science, magna cum laude, Santino Finello. Joel Sosa. Receiving his diploma from his brothers Shay Buckley, prep class of 2022, and Nicholas Buckley, prep class of 2025, James Buckley. Hudson Pritchard. Cortland Paisley. Emmanuel Gonzalez. Cum laude, Justin Perez. Receiving his diploma from his brother Lorenzo Enright, prep class of 2024, Tiago Enright. Cum laude, Gabriel Cillier. Chad Stone. Congratulations.
Colin Koretsky. Anthony Mafia. Aiden Webb. Receiving a Gold Award in Latin ex aequo and a Silver Award in Mathematics, magna cum laude, Adrian Jansky. Anthony Borometti. Salvatore Borometti. Mac Leitner. Cum laude, Joachim Dalleran. Receiving his diploma from his father, Robert Ranieri, prep class of 73, Arcangelo Ranieri. Michael Mittensweih. No. Yeah. Ryan Byrne. The rare event of a double graduation of Michael Mittensweih. Jackson Emma. Receiving his diploma from his brother Charles Mays, prep class of 25, Bryce Mays. Cum laude, Thomas London. Receiving his diploma from his brother Michael Sapp, prep class of 24, cum laude, Matthew Sapp. John Barron. Braden Jacobs. Magna cum laude, Spencer Nason. Luca Merletti. Receiving his diploma from his brother William Barksdale, prep class of 23, magna cum laude, Tyler Barksdale. Brady Traba. Sebastian Thompson. Receiving a gold award in mathematics, a gold award in German, and a gold award in history, magna cum laude, Dmitry Frankel. Receiving his diploma from his father, Anthony Verdi, prep faculty member and prep class of 95, Anthony Verdi. Congratulations.
Receiving his diploma from his brother, Alexander Yakubovich, prep class of 2024, Oliver Yakubovich. Cum laude, Tyler Bell. Shane Waldron. Marco Valdivia. Justin Fernandez. Mache Part. Zachary Fernandez. Receiving his diploma from his brother Raul Bernal, prep class of 2022, cum laude, Julian Bernal. Zachary Summer. John Gambali. Anthony Bautista. Cum laude, Remington Ochoa. Maxwell Mukarowicz. Magna cum laude, Giulio Andreassi. Receiving his diploma from his brother, prep class of 2023, Elijah Anderson, Jacob Anderson. Aiden Rosales. Cyrus Chang. Receiving a gold award in French, receiving his diploma from his grandfather, Don Serrero, prep class of 1965, cum laude, John Serrero. Receiving his diploma from his brother, Connor Chapman, prep class of 2020, Callum Chapman. Nicholas Ferdinand. Receiving his diploma from his brother, Dennis Acevedo, prep class of 2023, cum laude, Anderson Acevedo. Cum laude, Aiden Poole. Cum laude, William Joselowski. Matthew Bush. Congratulations.
And now I will ask Dr. Gomez to approach the mic with his closing remarks.
Thank you. Tradition. All of you, you are all officially a part of the long and glorious tradition of St. Peter's Prep. Then, now, always. Through all the early morning alarms filled with maybe a couple of long commutes per day and longer papers to write at night, through homework and tests and labs and quizzes and sometimes the sacred snow day, through rehearsals and performances and preseasons, practices, and the prep magic wins from half court and the not so magic losses, through service trips, global trips, Emos crosses, through that bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, chicken parm subs, and sometimes just the 2-slice special. Through nights you couldn't sleep and the days you couldn't keep your eyes open. Through Andrew Ball and rec yard basketball, but only during lunch periods for whatever reason, I'm not sure. Through turtlenecks and quarter zips and the school with the most amount of dress down days and wristbands to boot. Through some mistakes and missteps and misunderstandings and of course some laughs, lots of laughs, always laughs. All of that has helped you acquire this. The ability to reason, to articulate, to discern, to understand, to create, to evaluate, to forgive, to ask for forgiveness, to prioritize, to pray, to really pray. You acquired the ability to conjugate a Latin verb, to decipher train schedules, to advise a freshman on locating Moriarty, Mulry, Hogan, and Shalhoub, and you have acquired the capacity to love more deeply. And one of the gifts that comes from that is having best friends for life. The brotherhood is real. Now, you hopefully have acquired another ability, and that maybe we don't talk about too often. So consider this your last lesson. You might know the phrase, hold it, hold it, hold everything. You might have heard that. Hold everything. Well, you can't. You can't hold everything. Over these 4 years, you've held things that you had to let go. Right? Think about it. You've had a backpack over your shoulder, you had a pen in your hand. Then there's the athletic equipment, or your notes for the musical, or the remote control for the robot. Maybe your last Bob White sandwich as a student at prep. And what are you holding right now? Probably your diploma, maybe a phone. All things we hold. But eventually, we have to let all of those things go. You cannot hold them forever. It is impossible. You have no choice. What else do we hold? We hold grudges. We hold the noises in our heads, the memories that bother us. We hold pictures in our mind's eye or in our heart's eye that make us angry and resentful and bitter. We hold memories of shame of times we hurt someone, even though we've already been forgiven. Now, you don't have to let those things go. You don't have to. And they are not as easy as letting go of that pen. but I hope you choose to let them go. Just let them go. Don't hold them. If we want to be men for and with others, we have to take care of ourselves. And one way to do that is to release that stuff. You put it down, you clear some space in your mind, in your heart, so you have some room to pick up the important things. Now, there are things that I hope that you hold on to forever and that you never let go. Obviously, I'm a little biased, but I hope you hold on to your love for prep and your love for your prep brothers. I hope you hold on to that great love for your parents and your guardians. You probably won't realize how much they've done for you and how challenging it is to be a good mom or dad until you get older. You really have no idea until you live it. And I hope you hold on to your faith and hope you hold on to the hope in the darkest of days, because I hate to tell you, as you know, the days will someday get dark. And I hope you believe that holding on to someone else and doing things, as we said earlier, together, that's how you're going to get through. That's the prep magic. You can't hold everything, so intentionally choose what you hold on to and choose what you don't. Choose that with a discerning, prayerful heart and mind. You will make the right choice. Just have the courage to make it. So lots of lessons and lots of skills and lots of ways of thinking. Acquiring all that at times is exhausting. And I hope that you realize that it was through the exhaustion of giving your best, whether it be through studies, through a relationship, through sports. I hope that you realize that giving your best brought true beauty to the world and therefore gave glory to God. AMDG. I hope you hold on to that one as well. And it wasn't just your exhaustion. As we shared earlier, parents, of course, we are grateful for you, and this day is for you, and we celebrate you. It's a chance to recall, perhaps in disbelief, how your son has grown, not just since his first steps into prep, but since those first steps ever. I'm sure you can picture those steps, as well as that first smile and the first time your son said, "I love you." You have watched this small child, this small kid, grow up on a unique, wonderfully uneven, and completely unpredictable timetable. And somehow, somewhere along the way, he grew up. And he's a man. He's a good man. And you, my moms and dads and guardians, you will figure out a way to let him go. But still hold on to him. He's still yours, then, now, and always. It's also pride and glory then, always. Obviously, when you think of your prep experience, my brothers, you have a then and a now. But your always is starting right this minute. And to so many of us as prep grads, the always means the most. The always is what it's always been about. Prep forever, forever prep. The prep experience does not just help define the person you are, but we hope it motivates you to constantly refine the person you will be for the rest of your life. That's the always. And I hope as you continue this lifelong refinement, the refinement of your mind, heart, soul, and character, I hope you make a great discovery. I hope you discover the holy boldness and sacred madness inside of you. That holy boldness and sacred madness that stirs your soul to love and to dream, the one that creates an unstoppable dream inside of you that you can put a dent in the universe when it comes true. My money's on you. I never bet against you. I'm grateful for you. I love you a lot, then, now, and always. My brothers, welcome to the greatest club on earth. Let's go prep. Thank you. For as long as I can remember, and probably longer, every prep graduation ends the same way, and that's the singing of our alma mater, Pride and Glory. We're proud to continue that tradition with you. But first, I would like all of the prep alumni to please stand. Not the graduates, but all of the prep alumni, please stand. Awesome. I'd like the entire faculty and staff to please stand as well. And then, of course, you, my prep brothers, please stand. The prep band and Vox will lead us. Great, grab a seat. Obviously, thanks to the band and Vox for being with us today, as they always are. I'd also like to thank our principal, Mr. Chris Caulfield, who is one of the best principals any president can want. Miss Emma Bagg, Miss Emily Fensick, Mr. Steve Kasselwitz, Miss Mackenzie Gelber, Katie Epler, Mike Duran, John Morris, Kimby Heil, and above all, Ms. Grace Galerio for coordinating today's ceremony. Let's give them a big thank you. And of course, we want to thank Mr. Albers and the prep operations staff for creating this beautiful, beautiful event on Father James Keenan Field. So thank you to Mr. Albers. Let's give them a round of applause too. And now I invite Father Bob O'Hare of the Society of Jesus to lead us in our closing prayer.
On this glorious and happy day, let us pause for a moment and recall that we're in the presence of God. Let us pray. Almighty, ever-living God, we ask that you pour forth your choicest blessing, your richest blessing, upon these our graduates. Bless their dreams and give them the strength to pursue them. Give them the gift of insight that they may always make right choices according to your desire for them. Grant that they may always recognize your presence in the people they encounter and love them generously. Finally, we send them forth from St. Peter's Prep into a wider world. May they remember that just as Christ will be with them always until the end of the ages, so will St. Peter's Prep. We make this prayer through Christ our living Lord. Amen.
Thank you, Father O'Hare. I now declare the 148th graduation exercises of St. Peter's Preparatory School closed. At this time, I ask any legacy family members and a graduate to head to the stage to my right for photos. Thank you, and have a great day.